program, followed by the 1500, both the non-seeded and invitational races, and then the championship 5,000 and 10,000 runs. 2 sections for the women in the 3K steeplechase, followed by a pair of races for the men. Just a little different, not configuration. The hurdles and water pit are in the same order. The water pit number 4 as you take a lap around, but it's off to my right, so the runners will be running away from us as they go through the water pit. They don't have to worry about getting wet. They're already soaked here. 5 o'clock almost. The women's 3,000 steeplechase underway. 18 runners scheduled in this first section. And they will go without the 30-inch barriers until we just get past the common finish line. And Laurel Fisher from Fordham, a senior with a best of 10:25, was out front. Here we go, the first of the 30-inch barriers. Everyone's safely over. And speaking of barriers and over, the men's high jump still ongoing. And the field heads toward the press box in our vantage point. And once again, each lap of barriers and water jumps, 4 barriers, 1 water pit. The water jump 12 feet in length, so they'll be stepping on top of the hurdle, which are allowed to do for any of the barriers, and pushing off to try to normally keep 1 foot dry and not land like in a bunny hop with both feet. But once again, since they're already soaked as they prep for this race, the strategy or advantage of keeping 1 shoe dry is already out the window. Starting barrier lap number 2. These barriers do not move if you hit them. You can use them to your advantage to push off. And our leader, Erin Mills from Richmond, she's a senior, as is Laurel Fisher. So both of these ladies have run the steeple in 10:30 or faster. Second go round, third hurdle. They're 30 inches tall. The men, their steeple barriers are 36 inches tall. Mills and Fisher out front through the water pit a second time. 5 more laps like this to complete the 3,000 meter distance. So we have that front, not tightly bunched or even bunched at all, group of 5, and then about 20-meter gap between those front runners and runner number 6 thus far, with 2 laps in the books. All right, in third place right now is Aziza Chigatayeva from Binghamton. And then Meg Aller from Duquesne is in 4th. And then from James Madison, that's Olivia Viparina. So those are your top 5. coming to the water pit for the third time. Laurel Fisher from Fordham with the last barrier on lap number 3. And we're starting the 4th lap, and this field quickly strung out. Running single file. Still in front, Laurel Fisher from Fordham. Moving back into the number 2 spot, Erin Mills from Richmond. Fisher's advantage now about 20 meters as she heads to the water jump for the 4th time, and really got deep out into that 12-foot pit. And the closer you land to the barrier, the deeper the water is. So you want to go out as far as possible. As you see Fisher striding out as she's approaching each of the barriers. Fisher's flat 3,000 PR is 10:25.01. Which she put together at last year's Atlantic 10 Championships for 3rd place. Still leading by 20 meters. Working her 5th lap. And the winner is going to come from those first 5, because the gap between 5 and 6 is about 35-40 yards. As Laurel Fisher, in the indoors season this year, she ran a 4:41, excuse me, that was the first outdoor meet, 4:41.68 in the 1500. She DNF'd in a 2K steeple down at Virginia Commonwealth, but she ran 10:51 a week ago at the Raleigh Relays. Through the water pit the 5th time. The last 30-inch tall barrier in front of her. Up and over, as is Erin Mills from Richmond. At the David Emery Valentine Invitational at BU in February, she ran a 10 flat 53 flat 3,000 meters. It is Laurel Fisher, still your leader. This is working lap number 6. In second from Richmond, Erin Mills. Both of the ladies are seniors. As we work through lap number 6 of the women's 3,000 steeplechase. We are on the next to the last lap. They are through the water pit. Still your leader, Laurel Fisher. As it's been a wet Friday here in Williamsburg, Virginia, and one of the events, the only one that was going on during the officials break, was the men's high jump, and from Norfolk State, Jacob Milton, 2.07 meters, his winning clearance, and we'll get right with him after the conclusion of this women's steeplechase, talk a little bit about the high jump, and also talking about basically jumping into a very large sponge on a day like this and what it feels like. So Jake will be right with us, but it looks like we're set up for an exciting finish. Laurel Fisher from Fordham has done most of the work in this 3K steeplechase. She's feeling the pressure from Binghamton. That is Aziza Chigatayeva, and on the inside now, that's Erin Mills. So Mills was sitting in second. Chigatayeva was in third. They both moved past Laurel Fisher, and they're heading to the water jump for the final time. 2 barriers between here and the finish line. They're through the water jump. Does Fisher have enough left to move from third to first? 3 athletes, 1 barrier, and about 100 yards of track. It is Mills stutter stepping. Chigatayeva on the outside. Chigatayeva's got the legs, but it's Erin Mills on the inside from Richmond with the victory. Or did we call it too soon? Did she ease up before the finish line? It's close. It's Chigatayeva, 10:26.5. Mills, 10:26.6. So not running through the line caused Erin Mills to not get first place. 10:26.5 again for Aziza Chigatayeva from Binghamton. As the rest of the field brings this first of 2 sections for the women's steeplechase to a close.